Alright, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for it, guys.
My Hero Academia.
Oh, guys, this is it. Todoroki versus Bakugo. It's in the title.
That means it's probably going to happen.
Well, no, it means the fight's ending, which means the tournament's ending.
Yep.
Which means, like, I could go all the way here. Like my predictions were 100% accurate. Like all the way up until now. So now we have to see, like, did I make it? Did I go
of course
all the way?
you did. If Bakugo, like, because Bakugo's not going to win.
But what if he does?
For some reason he did,
yeah,
I would be very scared that they would handle it poorly. But if they handled it well, that would be so amazing.
So here's the thing. The best of both worlds is that if Todoroki wins, there's so many cool ways they can handle it. It all revolves around Bakugo, though.
Yeah,
because the fight of Todoroki beating Bakugo won't mean as much as the beating Deku fight.
Exactly.
Which is interesting because Bakugo would just be so pissed at that.
Yeah.
And even if Bakugo does win, there's some really crazy ways that they could handle it in that regard.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Because they could make it so that Bakugo, maybe he wins, but he's still not satisfied because he realizes that maybe Todoroki didn't fight him at his full strength or whatever, but he did fight against Deku at his full strength. So that way, even though he wins, he still sees Deku as having beaten him.
Right. And what they showed kind of previously for this episode was a whole lot of Bakugo declaring that he'll be #1, and his belief in, like, his drive and don't you declare war against the wrong person, I'm just getting started, and all this stuff. And you think about where Bakugo has come from. He has toned down the bullying, but he hasn't toned down the I'll kill anyone who gets in my way type attitude as I move all the way to #1.
That's true.
Which, as we've seen, was a little bit of the deciding factor between Deku and Todoroki, in that, like we said, Deku didn't want to win as much as Todoroki did. Yeah. So will Bakugo wanting to win more than Todoroki be enough? Will shonen protagonist determinatorism beat out just OP as hell powers? I don't think so.
No way.
So
it's just not gonna happen.
Yeah. Let's get into this episode and find out what happens. Oh. Yeah.
いつからだろう。緑谷と戦うまで考えるなんてこと考えもしなかった。
Yeah, for real.
お母さん、俺は。
おいおい。どこ見てんだよ、半分野郎が。
それ。
Maybe save it for the fight.
緑谷にも言われたな。あいつ、むちゃくちゃやって人が抱えてたもんぶっ壊しに来やがった。幼馴染なんだってな。昔からあんななのか、緑谷は。
He's not even acknowledging it.
Yeah. But he was, though.
But only in relation to Deku.
Right? His eyes are so small. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Vasas! Oh my god, Bakugo! He's crazy. Holy crap! He's burrowing through it. He's punching through it.
This is like Zuko from the finale of Airbender,
right?
Airbender season 1, but amped up to 11. Oh yeah.
Yep. No, that's epic. What are you talking about?
Exactly. Oh yeah.
Whoa! Holy crap!
Did he learn that from Deku?
I don't think so. Woo!
Wow.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Oh, he didn't use it.
Yeah.
Oh, indisputable. Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh,
here we go.
Here we go. What the heck? Oh my god! What? What?
Oh.
Oh. Oh. Holy crap! What? Bakugo won? Holy crap. Holy crap. He pummeled him. It's over.
Oh my. That.
Oh, Bakugo's going to snap so hard.
Yep. This is even worse than losing.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, crap. That's midnight, isn't it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He could have, yeah, he could have actually hurt Todoroki there. And she has to declare him the winner.
Do you realize what they did with that, though?
What?
They made it so that neither of those three are undisputedly, like, better than the others.
Oh, clever. The award ceremony. Oh, this isn't gonna go well. Oh my god! Oh my gosh! No way! Oh. What the heck? Oh, they're taking pictures of this! He's never gonna forget this for the rest of his life! Oh, Iida, that's right. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Visit him?
Wait, is he still alive?
Yeah. I think they're implying he's alive.
But...
Okay, okay. Oh my gosh. She's so nervous. Like everyone's like starstruck by All Might.
Yep.
強いな君は。もったいないお言葉。ただ相性差を覆すには個性に頼りきりじゃダメだ。もっと自力を鍛えれば取れる卓が増すだろう。
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
御意。轟少年、おめでとう。決勝で左側を収めてしまったのは訳があるのかな。
緑谷戦できっかけをもらってわからなくなってしまいました。あなたが奴を気にかけるのも少し分かった気がします。あなたのようなヒーローになりたかった。ただ俺だけが吹っ切れてそれで終わりじゃダメだと思った。
To break away.
生産しなきゃならないものがまだある。
That is mom.
顔が以前と全然違う。深くは聞くまいよ。
He has to be careful with his hugs. He's so big.
Oh, that's great.
Oh my god.
こりゃ選手先生の伏線回収見事だったな。オールマイト。
Oh my gosh. His voice is raspy. Oh my god.
顔すげえ。相対評価にさらされ続けるこの世界で普遍の絶対評価を持ち続けられる人間はそう多くない。顔すげえ。
He's trying hard not to laugh.
メ
Yep.
ダルは受け取っとけよ。自分の傷として。
Ooh.
Whoa.
There you go. He's speaking his language.
まあまあ。だからいらね今回の勝者は彼らだった。
体育祭を完成したプロフィールから指名などもあるだろうが、それはこっちでまとめて休み明けに発表する。ドキドキしながらしっかり休んでおけ。
そして僕らを取り巻く環境はここから少しずつ変化を見せ始める。
Okay, I think he's alive then. They're in a hospital, so
Yeah.
兄さんの容体は。兄さん。
ほら出へんや。静かにマスクを。
先ほど麻酔が
Oh, holy crap.
まだ朦朧としてますね。あと2分手術が遅かったら手遅れでした。
Oh, dang. He's like a vegetable, probably.
母さん、お前みてえな優秀な弟がせっかく憧れてくれたのに。ごめんな、天也。兄ちゃん、負けちまった。
翔太、どこ行くの？
病院。
Oh.
急にどうした？っていうか翔太、それお父さんに言わなくていい
Oh,
の？
sister. Yeah.
行
Yeah.
ってくる。
This is important.
あの日以来、自分の存在がお母さんを追い詰めてしまうから会わなかった。お母さんはきっとまだ俺に
They're like,
親父に囚われ続けて
what? You're actually here.
俺がこの体で全力で再びヒーローを目指すには。お母さん、
Show her eyes.
たとえ望まれてなくたって助け出す。
Oh.
俺の
That is my starting line. Yes.
そう思ったからだ。
あれ？鍵開いとる？
That scared the crap out of me. Oh my gosh. Oh.
返しに来た。
あんな奮闘した娘を見て駆けつけずに俺は。
Oh.
仕事は新幹線で来た？
Oh.
7回よ、すごくない？
Oh.
騎馬戦から私7回も気絶しちゃった。ラスト2回はほぼ脱水症状によるもの。僕なんかよりよっぽどすごい。そりゃそうよ。急に個性出たなんて聞かされて、しかもそれがバキバキのリスキーパワーでさ。なんか突然医学的にはない話じゃないだろうとか、まあとにかく個性が発生。応援はするけど、それは心配しないってことじゃない？
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh! Bakugo's house! Oh, there's so much to talk about in this episode, Jacob.
That episode had so many surprises, and they were wonderful.
They were wonderful. Okay, I was wrong. We were both wrong.
Yeah.
Bakugo won.
And but wasn't it so? But wasn't it just great? Like,
they handled it perfectly.
Yeah. Oh.
One of the things that kind of battle shonen thing they do is there'll be that kind of I'm gonna get stronger character who gets mad when someone doesn't fight them at their full power, but we don't see them actually snap. What we do is we see them frustrated, and that in turn makes the other person power up. And then they fight each other at full strength, only for the angry person to lose.
But in this case, they didn't do that. The fact that they had someone get defeated while not using their full power is such a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, because that's what should happen, right?
Yeah.
If you're being stupid, and no offense, Todoroki, you weren't trying to win.
Exactly.
You were being held. You were holding on to the past Deku. Too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and that
obviously he had to lose.
And okay.
And there shouldn't be some moment where Deku basically snaps him out of it with just a few inspirational words.
He tried, and and he was like, yes, but you can't undo that much.
That much. 10 years, guys. Yeah, I remember. It was 5 years old when this happened to Todoroki.
Okay.
And in Japan, the high school starts at 15. So
yeah, okay.
It's
so
10 years of this trauma.
Yeah.
So it's an even decade, and there's no way this is all going to be solved within like 24 hours, basically.
And I applaud them for choosing to do that, because it would have felt cheapened if they had made it rushed.
Right, but also we still get the part where Bakugo is going to have to seriously come to grips with himself.
Well, but I like this though, because what they're doing is they're allowing Bakugo to develop deeper into who he is.
Right.
In the strengths and coping with the weaknesses and stuff.
Yes.
As opposed to changing who he is entirely.
Correct.
Because when you have a character like Bakugo, who has a lot of issues and stuff to deal with.
It's different kind of issues than Todoroki, but he still has a lot of them.
Yeah, but and they're very like extreme and kind of one-dimensional at the start of things.
Right.
I like that they're acknowledging the strengths of that kind of insane drive.
Yes.
While then saying, yeah, but even though he got what he wanted, he didn't get what he wanted, and he's not happy, and he's in a way worse than ever.
Right. So what they can do from here is him basically either tempering a little bit of that frustration and just, anger with kind of some doses of reality being hit in his way without it coming from other sources.
Sure.
He can hit himself with it. Which I don't think is necessarily going to happen immediately. But like you said, if they suddenly had him do an about shift character change, it would feel contrived.
Yeah.
So what they're actually doing is they're saying, hey guys, get ready. Bakugo isn't changing for the next 10, 20 episodes.
Right.
We're going to continue to slowly but surely... Slow burn, exactly. This is a slow cooking, meat. We're going to be, stewing in this for a long time. But there's going to be little changes here and there where he'll give up a lot of the bullying aspect. He'll give up a lot of the I just kill you all aspect.
Yes, absolutely. Now, did this remind you of Zuko when he actually got his honor back and everything? Basically, he got what he wanted, but then he found out that it wasn't really what he wanted.
Yes, I would say that that is the case. But the thing is, Zuko's desire for his honor was already wavering at that point. So Zuko's
that's true.
choice in that regard was more on a... Right. I'm going to flip a coin, and that's what I'm going to choose. Whereas Bakugo was coming in hot.
Right.
He was really
he was coming in hot,
about
and now he's
this.
getting hotter, and eventually he's going to either burn out or break or something.
Well, here's that's two options. One of the other options is that he kind of like burns off a lot of his fat, so to speak, a lot of the unnecessary stuff, and it just kind of gets thrown to the side because it's unnecessary. One of the things that he might end up seeing from just an area of experience is that a lot of this crap that he's throwing in everyone's faces here and there
is actually hindering him.
Just hindering him, yeah. It's limiting his ability to get strong. So as he uses his desire to be number one to push him there, he could see that there are certain things that get in his way.
Yeah, he learns a bit of humility and realizes like, oh, if I actually really want to get stronger, I should acknowledge that I'm not there right now and maybe like seek help from other people.
He already did that. That was what they flashed back in season 1 when he said, and if I fought the Todoroki guy, I would lose.
Right, exactly.
So in between then and here, he has improved, and he's been treating everyone else a lot like Deku has by studying them and analyzing them.
That's true.
So
that's
in a way,
true.
what they're doing is the kind of the thing where
he's learning from
Deku, and he gets pissed because every single chance he has to get stronger, there's Deku there basically reminding him that Deku is the better man. Also, not only is he stronger, but he's also wiser. He's also more knowledgeable, more experienced, and all these other things. And yet Bakugo keeps having to hear about it, and he's like, ugh! So in a way, it's kind of like his quirk. The more frustrated he gets, the more he sweats, which makes his quirk stronger, which makes his drive stronger.
Yeah. Okay.
Good stuff. So the fight, I will fight anyone that says that was anticlimactic.
Yeah, I would say that was absolutely fantastic.
That was absolutely amazing, because one of the things you could look at this for in the flashy sense is go, okay, what actually happened in the fight? So Todoroki takes his ice and just Seros the opposition. Bakugo just burrows right through it.
That was so good.
That was incredible.
That was amazing. It was just the right amount of comedy mixed in with epic.
Yes, exactly. And he keeps going, and then he just busts out through the hole, and he's like, ah! And it's that bit right there. I was trying hard not to die of laughter because it's so perfect. And then he ends up fighting him, and you realize that Bakugo is really good about timing and being precise.
Right.
Despite him having a explosion chaos kind of quirk.
Exactly. Even though the quirks in the battle ended up being resolved by the blasts of energy colliding, they did a great job of showing that tactics and speed and things like that still matter. Maneuvering still matters in a fight like that, which is something that not a lot of shonen do.
Yeah, but it also brings up another point that even if they had collided, I'm not sure Bakugo would have lost, because what he did there at the end, his little howitzer impact or something, it's like, it's a cheesy name. But did you see what he was doing?
Oh, yeah.
He was firing explosions in a spinning way. So he would fire an explosion that would send him back. So he was firing an explosion that way, which send him this way. He would fire an explosion with his hand up at an angle, so it would start the spin. And then he would keep doing that, but keep the spin consistent. The amount of coordination that's required just to keep the spinning consistently in the same direction,
much less going forward with any kind of velocity,
is insane.
Yeah.
It's insane. So that kind of attack, so to speak, was something I would say even on the level that Todoroki's hyper beam, fire, laser, ice whirlwind thing would have a little bit of, trouble with.
Bakugo still would have lost.
I think Bakugo could have given Todoroki a run for his money.
Here's what I think Bakugo could have done that might have made him beat Todoroki if Todoroki was fighting at his full power. Is that Bakugo is smart. He wouldn't necessarily, if he saw some crazy hyper beam of ice and all that stuff coming at him, he wouldn't necessarily try and fight it head on. Right. Because he would know that he couldn't. He'd dodge it. We've seen the maneuverability he did. He was flying all over the place with his quirk. He'd just dodge it and then attack with his own move.
Yeah. And to an extent, Todoroki might get distracted by the fact that his attack is headed towards the stands now.
Right.
And it's not being blocked, meaning that he has to shut down his own attack.
Yeah.
Which is like, wait, now what are you going to do?
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. So with what we've got here, we now have Bakugo in a furious state where he didn't win in such a way that he feels like he deserved it. And you brought up the great point in that now Todoroki, Bakugo, and Deku are all equals in the fact that we do not know who is technically stronger.
Exactly.
None of them came out technically on top.
Right. Todoroki beat Deku,
decisively.
but it was still after Deku was basically going easy on him.
Yes. And Bakugo beat Todoroki, even though Todoroki wasn't fighting at his full strength. So we don't know actually who would win in a fight between all of them, which I think is kind of a good shonen thing to have.
I love that, because the power level problem is annoying. Now they specifically made a point to give us a little flash at the villains, right? So that's making me think the villains are going to be, and especially with their whole thing of them, last episode of them wanting to recruit Stain.
Yeah.
That makes me think that they're going to be attacking, or making a move at least, sometime in the near future.
I think it's definitely happening soon. I just think we're going to get a talk between Stain and potentially even the Big Bad very soon.
Okay, I would love to see that.
I would love to see that, because I don't see Shigaraki doing a very good job of recruiting.
Yes, I don't either.
And I also see Kurogiri as kind of being the handler for Shigaraki and not really being subservient to Shigaraki.
Yes.
Because think about it this way. What if they're actually equals?
Yeah, because Shigaraki couldn't actually hurt him.
No, Kurogiri is the perfect handler.
He's a portal,
for him.
so he can't touch him.
And also he's a melee person, so he gets Shigaraki to his targets pretty effectively.
Exactly.
So let's say in the next couple episodes we have a meeting with the Big Bad, and he has a whole array of lieutenants and stuff.
Sure.
And they're all like, all right, Stain, this is who we are. You should join us. We can affect real change upon this society, just like you're wanting. And Stain's like, that sounds interesting. And he has a good monologue moment.
Sure.
And we maybe learn a little bit of his backstory. And then he talks to a little bit of the main bad or whatever. And then he realizes that the main bad is in it for, power or what have you. And Stain's like, you're so full of crap.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, you don't want to
mess with us?
And then Stain's like, oh, crap. And
no, well, okay, so here's what I could see happening.
Yeah.
The reason I think that when Kurogiri went to basically recruit Stain, right?
Right.
Stain was at least interested in hearing them out or whatever. I would assume so. But I think that he is just as fed up with the villains as he is with the heroes.
Right.
They're a bit more honest maybe about wanting power or whatever it is that they're after. But he probably hates them just as much. So
I would say it's a little bit less because they actually want to take down heroes.
Sure. So it's the enemy of my enemy kind of a thing. Sure.
Right.
But because Stain is such a loner and such I have my own, quest that I'm on.
I'm on the perfect path of righteousness amidst the stupidity of this world.
Yeah.
And all are not worthy except that which name is literally all worthy or all might or what have you.
Yeah. Exactly. So I could see something happening where basically he is going along with them a little bit, but if anything, now maybe this is just what I want to see.
Right.
But I want to see something where basically he wants to go too far for the villains. Like that basically because of his quest that he's on, maybe he ends up lumping a few of the villains in there with them, and if they say do their attack, but then some of the villains kind of just disappear.
Sure.
Sure.
Well, here's a way that I could see the Big Bad potentially liking this. Let's say the Big Bad is kind of one of those stereotypical strong will survive kind of thing.
Sure.
And blah 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 blah. You see Stain, not necessarily for the ideological stuff, but just the strength. And Stain is just one of the few that's this terrifying to villains. So he's like, yes, you're strong. And then one of the other villains is like, he's not that strong.
And
whatever.
Stain
and Stain
kills him.
And then the Big Bad's like, yes, well done. Well done. He was not worthy.
Yeah.
But you are.
Sure.
And he feeds a little bit of Stain's ego, and then we see the human side of Stain come out, and he's like, yeah.
I actually at that point, I could see Stain, because, okay, Stain needs to have that sort of rule of cool, kind of, you know, edgy anti-hero, you know, villain,
right,
whatever,
exactly.
whatever he is, right? So if something like that happened, I could totally see Stain just mouthing him off and being like, you think I'm gonna buy that crap? and then he's like, it was worth a shot, or, you know, or something like that. He's like, and Stain's like, okay, I'll work with you, you know, this one time, you know, just for a little bit.
I think it would be if the big bad can get him to All Might.
Right.
That would be why they would work together.
Sure.
Because like the big bad has to be some kind of rival to All Might. They're setting it up so perfectly.
I think they're setting it up so that he's the one who gave All Might his.
No, it's not the direct previous one.
Well, or one of the previous
that just
ones.
doesn't make sense. I think it's going to be like a previous. Like
okay, sure.
The master of the master, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, now the part with the medals being handed out and All Might giving them all their little talks.
That was awesome.
That was so fantastic. But my favorite part was him trying not to laugh at Bakugo's face, and he's got like the stereotypical like angry eyes. Like,
Now, that was almost too much for me because I was like, okay, I get that Bakugo's hot-headed, but they're not gonna Hannibal Lecter him.
But they did.
But they did. And it was amazing.
And it was so funny.
It was fantastic.
Like, my empathy, just you know, I have some. I kind of feel bad for Bakugo.
Yeah, that's true.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's so funny if you think about like his own anger and frustration is so much that it actually kind of scares the heroes. And they're like, we can't actually let this kid stand free on the stage because he could seriously injure Todoroki. Yeah. And we don't need Endeavor suing us.
Yeah. Yeah. Or
worse. Think about it.
Yeah. And okay, now because it's Bakugo, and we know how crazy Bakugo is.
Yes.
I didn't totally mind it, but if you were to think about it from the standpoint of someone other than Bakugo that maybe isn't quite as hot-headed, but maybe comes across that way, that's actually kind of scary that the heroes would just do that to the victor, right? Because now Bakugo totally deserved it.
I think he looked like he was trying to kill Todoroki. That's the point.
No, I know. But if you think about it, that's basically like labeling him a mad dog, pretty much.
Now you might have some moral issues with that, but I actually think that public humiliation is totally fine.
Yes, absolutely,
fine.
But it's totally fine. It can be very effective, but it is potentially a dangerous thing if it's not done correctly. Now, in the case of Bakugo, it was totally deserved, but. I could see that. What was that thing? Shinso was talking about where basically people are categorized as being, you know, just those are probably going to be villains or something like that. It reminded me.
But that was based on quirks, not on actions.
That was based on quirks, not on actions.
Yes,
granted. And Bakugo
has done some very unheroic actions. At least he's come very close to.
Absolutely.
And the threat of that, I think, is enough that it's warranted. However, I totally agree with you that Bakugo is going to be licking this wound in particular for a very long time.
I love how when they're in the class later, he still has the metal
on his teeth.
Right? Oh, man.
I get the idea that he was basically so irate from this whole situation
that he probably didn't unclench his teeth.
He didn't unclench his teeth the whole time, but not only that, he didn't remove himself from that kind of frustrated thing that is all his other muscles tensed up. And someone had to pick him up, put him on like a stretcher or a chair, and wheel him into the class, set him down there, and he's just still frustrated.
Now, one of the things that I absolutely loved, when All Might was giving his words of specific encouragement or, you know, or whatever to each person, that was fantastic. That was
very good.
But one of the things that I really liked was that he tailored it to each person, not just in what he was saying, but also in how he said it.
Yes.
When he talked to Bakugo, he said, "Let this be a wound that drives you further." He was talking in Bakugo's language.
Yes.
And that is fantastic.
Well said.
Because if you think about it, with someone as kind of simple as Bakugo, it should be very easy to, like, communicate to him what he needs to do. Right. So that was fantastic that All Might was willing to do that, because a lot of times, especially in the state Bakugo is in, some people might have just been like, here's your medal, you did good, I suppose, you know.
Or not only that, but trying to reprimand him.
Yeah, say like,
much.
hey, you need to cool down or whatever.
Yeah. If anything, All Might gave a very balanced message to him.
Yeah, while trying not to laugh.
Yes, which is also respectful.
Yeah.
He wasn't going to laugh.
Yes, exactly.
All Might could have laughed, and that would have been worse than the public humiliation.
Yes, absolutely.
I think he might have been too numb to the feelings of others at that point.
Yeah,
but Bakugo would remember it.
Right, and that says a lot about All Might's character. The fact, that he was not willing to do that, because Bakugo did win. He won. And not only that, he knows that Bakugo, to some extent, probably looks up to him. Yes, absolutely. And even if it's in his own twisted rival, whatever, surpass you kind of way. But that's still the thing. All Might's used to that, as being kind of the spotlight person. Exactly. He knows that there's a lot expected of him to continue on being that symbol. Even if it's for people that are kind of not the best. All Might's cup of tea, so to speak. I mean, somewhere out there, Stain is doing that too. So. Sure, that's a very good point. Okay, here we can see some mirroring actually, where Bakugo is utilizing his inspiration. Sorry, I know you want to say something, but there's a mirror there. Go ahead. I don't want you to miss out. You know how we mentioned earlier that Aizawa and Shinso would be a great mentor, trainee sort of duo. What if Stain started? No. I know it's not gonna happen, but it's not ever gonna happen. I know, because they're too opposite. Bakugo literally wants the fame and recognition and stuff, and that's everything Stain hates about heroes. Oh yeah, Bakugo would just piss Stain off so much. Because not only that is he, doing all this for the wrong reasons, Bakugo's insanely strong, and Stain might not even be, enough to stop him. Interested in putting up with all that. No, I mean, say Stain is really good, right? Yeah. I could see Stain having a problem with someone like Bakugo if Bakugo just explodes things. Sure, yes. I think it would be one of those things where Stain would have to take him seriously, but he would definitely still end up winning because... Oh, yeah. Because from what it seems like... Cool, but... Well, yeah, that too. But, if you think about Todoroki is more powerful than Bakugo, but Bakugo beat him. Now, granted, Todoroki didn't fight at his full power, but Bakugo is also better at fighting against people. He's better at fighting battles. He knows how to tactically win. Exactly, and I would say Stain is that amped up to over 9,000. As far as we know. Yeah, as far as we know. Because we haven't actually seen him in a technical fight. We don't know his quirk. We don't know his speed. We just know he's really freaking fast and he has swords. Well, do we know he's fast? Well, the reaction time from when he when Kurogiri talked to him and then suddenly his sword's in the portal. His senses are very attuned. This is what I actually see of him, is that he's not fast. It's that he's just a very well-trained human. He has very good senses, which allow him to kind of be aware of his surroundings very well, but I don't get any vibes about his quirk that he's fast. Because I think if he was fast, he would be a bit too OP. Okay. I think one of the things that this show does very well is it gives everyone's quirk a weakness. That's true. They are not too busted. It's kind of like Shigaraki. Shigaraki has no durability. He has a glass cannon. And he has to touch them. But we have seen that he's fast. Yeah. Yep. So that's an example where he is actually a threat, but he is not OP. Todoroki could destroy Shigaraki. Absolutely destroy him. Yeah. Just one big impact from his ice. Or just a flame, Yeah. What is he going to do to that? Cooked. That's why we see group combos here. Yes. So what I am excited to see more of, like I said before when the tournament was just beginning, is that the tournament is the hint at where these people that are fighting each other are at some point going to be fighting together after they've now understood how each other operates. And I could totally see something happening where, so the villains attack or something, right? And Deku, Todoroki, and Bakugo all end up basically fighting together against the villains, and it could be a way that they throw some comedy in there where Bakugo is basically still trying to one-up them and prove that he's the best. So he's going to do more damage. He's going to be the one that actually beats, whoever. He just gets way too into it, right? That would be great.
One of the things I would like to see also with this whole Iida thing that's been brought up.
Yeah, we need to talk about that.
Now that we know that Tensei is okay.
At least he's alive for now.
I'm guessing that he's injured seriously.
Yeah.
The point of someone being brought in for surgery, and if they had been brought in 2 minutes later, they wouldn't have made it, makes me think of like what's the most damaging thing you can do that could lead to death? I always think of spine, like
spine, or potentially like, let's say the sword strike severed like a major artery,
yeah,
like the
major artery,
or something like that.
But that wouldn't provide lasting.
No,
effects.
but it would definitely cause something where if they had brought in just a little bit later.
But here's the thing where I actually think it could be, is he had to have some sort of organ replaced.
Sure.
Like he had to have open heart surgery. Like think about that, where you had to have a heart replaced. Sure. You are going to be on pipes for a long time. Like you're going to be there in recovery for a while. And I think that kind of thing is effectively like killing off a character story-wise, because then you can't have them interact with the main plot going forward for a long time.
And if you think about it, they've really done that a lot so far, especially with Todoroki's mom.
Yes.
They could have said that Endeavor just killed her or whatever, or banished her, never to be seen again.
Yeah, but they're not going to do that.
But they didn't, because they knew that was another potential area for conflict and great drama and progress for Todoroki and everything. Right. So they kept her around, right? And now we're getting to that part, and it's going to be amazing. That scene was...
Well, it's the starting line.
It's the starting line, yes.
Nothing really happened in that scene other than them getting to it, but it was very powerful. I'm really excited to see Deku kind of get a little bit focus returned back to him. But I would like to see more kind of stuff of just the group dynamic of the students and stuff again.
Well, now that the tournament's over, they'll probably be able to get to that. Because, I mean, you can't really have a group dynamic when you have a bunch of one-on-one fights.
Yes. But that end credit scene, though, the moms and the parents and just Uraraga's parents being freaking ghouls.
That terrified me.
That was so freaky, because we have Stain in the mix.
Exactly.
And I'm like, oh, this is an important end credit scene. We're gonna watch it.
And that was the first one, so we didn't know it was gonna be a bunch of funny ones.
We get the context, but the minute I saw the shape of the mom's head, I think it was, I was like, oh, okay. That's good, but there's this split second where I'm like, yeah. I don't know how to describe it.
That was so great, the way they went through all those, and then at the end,
it was so good and so touching.
Yeah, and then it was so touching
Deku's
how
mom.
Well, that too, but then that touching part where at the end it shows Bakugo
yelling at Bakugo. His mom or something,
or his sister or whoever.
I think it has to be his mom, because she had that kind of Katsuki, get up at noon and start yelling, shut up, mom. I can totally see this relationship and how it works.
And
he's like, die, germs, die.
And I could totally see Bakugo being an only child too, because he there's no way he would have been able to stay like that if he had
with no dad
siblings. Of course,
Bakugo. It's just another way to mirror Deku
and Todoroki.
And, Deku and Bakugo.
Well, yes, yeah, but
three mama's boys.
Although, what if it was Here's something I could see.
Well, Deku's dad isn't dead. He's just not around. So they're divorced.
Conveniently not around, yeah.
Right, it's a typical shonen thing.
He's probably going to come back in season 5 or something when it's really plot relevant.
Right.
But here's something I could see. What if Bakugo's mom was a single mom, and she didn't have much time to raise Bakugo because she was constantly working 2 jobs and doing all this crazy stuff. So Bakugo kind of had to raise himself, sort of a thing. And maybe that's why he ended up
influence from the teachers and stuff.
Yeah, influence from the teachers, exactly. And since he didn't have a bunch of other people like siblings or whatever to sort of bump heads with and get that stuff out early on,
right?
It just sort of became an integral part of his identity.
That's a really good study, Jacob, because I'm thinking about this from our standpoint. We have a lot of siblings and stuff, but when you have siblings, there's this effect where you can just get into fights over stupid stuff.
Really stupid stuff.
Really stupid stuff. And it gets out a lot of the frustration, aggression, anger, and all that other stuff on just things that don't matter.
Exactly.
And you end up forgetting about most of it really quickly. But the funny thing is that if you're an only child, and let's say the mom isn't there, or the parents aren't there, Bakugo kind of has that kind of self-reliant, I'm the only one that's going to make things happen for me kind of thing. It just makes sense. I don't know if there's too much we can extrapolate from this scene.
Yeah, because that was just a tiny little scene.
The one thing that they did, though, that was kind of a good check, though, is we saw his house.
That's true. He does have a house.
Nice.
He doesn't live
He's not living in
under
an
a bridge
apartment
somewhere or like.
No, I mean that Deku and his mom, they live in an apartment building.
That's true.
So economically, they're at least doing well enough to where Bakugo's mom / family, they can afford a house.
Sure. Okay. So if you go by that line of logic, maybe he comes from a very type A, kind of family.
Work hard kind of family,
and he took that to
just the umpteenth degree.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I could see that.
Yeah. I mean, if anything, I don't see them as being like particularly wealthy or anything like that.
Sure.
He just has a house that's a decent house and stuff like that. So with that being said, I think it would be funny if they delved into Bakugo's kind of family life and stuff. But do you really see it happening anytime soon?
Maybe not, but no. Well, because there's a whole lot of conflict things that are going to happen. But I want to delve into all of their family lives.
Yeah,
like I want to
more end credit scenes like that, please.
That was so good. Like if we got one of those every episode and they just made the episodes shorter, like I would be totally fine with that.
Totally fine with it.
Because if you think about it, okay, now I don't think. MHA is going to be one of the ones to do this, but you know how in Shonen a lot of well, not necessarily filler, but where they'll drag on something too long, right?
They pad for time.
They pad for time.
Yeah,
this could be a great alternative to padding for time, where they where they shave maybe a minute or two off of each episode in order to add additional stuff, like
sure.
To just see more of what these people do when they're not at school or
possibly
things like that.
I would really like to see. We are getting Iida, so that's good.
Yep.
But I really want to see Tokoyami. I want to see Momo. Like, so Tokoyami, the main question I have is, like...
What are his parents
birds? like, this is weird, but, like... Is it just their head that's a bird? Like, I'm just curious. Like, what's going on here? How does this work? And then Momo... Her quirk is just incredible.
Yeah, like,
where did that come from?
Was that just some like freak of nature thing, or did she actually somehow inherit that from her?
Maybe one of her parents is like a gymnast, and they just have the ability to have a perfect body, and she got the consume fat off of my body to make stuff, and the other person just has the ability to like I don't know, make a thing,
sure,
like. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
But these kinds of questions.
Yeah, and then like Sue.
Like Sue. Or now, Sue, yes, absolutely. I want to see Sue's home life. In addition to that,
right,
the Invisible Girl.
Girl.
How do you raise a kid that's invisible?
That would be such a great gag and
how does that work
scene.
when you're like when they're a baby? Like
there's no way.
Like
no way. Just 4 years old, suddenly your daughter is gone. It's like no! It's like one of them has a light refracting power, so they can see the shadow that's not there. So that would be kind of a cool thing where they just see her silhouette basically all the time.
But like,
and you have this funny thing where like the dad is like, "My daughter is missing," and he's like, "My time has come," and he's like, "Ching," and like his glasses like ching goes up, and he goes into like scanning mode, and he like refracts the light through everything, and it starts shifting through different like ultraviolet waves and everything. Yeah. He's like, "Aha, there she is," and she's like, "Ah, no, don't look." He's like, "Honey, I can only see her silhouette. It's fine, it's fine."
I think that's more of like an Iida parent type. Like I think that would be more like Iida's dad.
I don't see Iida's dad as anything like that. I think Iida is actually the enthusiastic one of the family, and the dad is more, soka, stoic. Yes,
reserved.
I'm a very wise man.
Sure.
I have built this family very well. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sorry,
but,
I don't know where that accent came from.
But that episode was so good though. Like they didn't spend too much time on any one thing. They had moments of intense drama. They had moments of comedy. They had moments of action. They had
it was the full package.
Like it was
everything.
It was just a bit of
good
everything.
MHA episode.
It was fantastic, and the fact that they did that, even though there was the end credit scene after, so they actually had less time to work with.
Right.
Wow.
Good job.
Yeah.
Like, this is like that 9.5 out of 10 episode where they closed off the tournament in such a way that, by the way, they finished the tournament.
They did. There is an actual shonen tournament that was finished.
And properly. An actual winner was given out.
Yeah, a winner was given out, and it actually, like, it wasn't who you expected.
Right.
It wasn't the main character, but it also wasn't the person who beat the main character.
Right. So, yeah, it's just overall, we finished the, I would say this hype bit that everyone's been excited for us to get through for season 2.
And they opened up some great plot points to then,
bridge off of it.
Right,
yes,
exactly.
It doesn't feel like we're going to go from tournament to suddenly new arc.
Exactly.
Just completely no connection to it.
Or like we're going to have, like we might still get a transition episode.
Right.
But the stuff that's going to be developed has already kind of been established. So we know what's coming. Right.
Yeah.
And that's
good. Like, overall, that just reminds us we are watching a show that is grade A quality. Like,
absolutely.
There's that extra polish put into things that there really doesn't need to be to make it a good show. But this isn't made by people that want to make a good show. They want to be undisputably number one shonen. Yeah, I went there. I was setting that up.
You've been waiting.
I've been waiting for it. Yeah. So in this regard, MHA, I think now I can safely say MHA has done something special. Now, I said this, I think, at the very beginning of our reactions to, like, Season 1. But it's revived my love of shonen. But it's also revived my love for the shonen tropes. And that's a very scary thing to say.
And let me just correct one of those terms there. Yeah. It didn't revive, it, like, resurrected.
Yeah,
and, like,
it's
reanimated.
Like, I live, you know?
Like, the scattered, disintegrated remains reassemble themselves.
Like Beauty and the Beast, like, light blowing everywhere, and the whole color scheme changed. Like, I want to say that this show is a simple show, like, but I don't want to say that because it is and it isn't. But what we've seen thus far is we've seen a show that's really focused on character dynamics, and they usually keep it to around the one-on-one character dynamics. But they just execute them so well, and they really seem to know where they're going.
They do,
and I think those two things alone make this show good.
Yeah,
but then there's all the other stuff, guys.
Oh boy,
all the other stuff. Yeah, I'm really excited to now, like, go and recommend this show to more people, kind of like what I did with Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Sure.
I don't think this show is Avatar: The Last Airbender by any means.
But it's its own thing, and
it's its own thing, and it's doing it really well.
Yep.
And it's in a time where superhero stuff is really, we're inundated by it. So proper execution is really what we needed.
Yeah.
It's in that vacuum where it was just perfect.
And now, and that makes me really understand why it was able to get so huge as it was, because a lot of times, even when there's something that is really good, it just doesn't get popular because it's not something that people are
not ready for.
They aren't ready for it or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But in a case like this, oh my gosh, with all of the superhero, like the whole Marvel cinematic universe and stuff, like, this is so fantastic. Like,
yeah, it's also in the perfect storm, you know, where the big three kind of got shaken up a bit.
Yep.
So there's that as well. But also, with where this story's going, you can tell that, like I said earlier in just this episode of us talking about this, the person who's making this, or the creative team behind this whole thing, they don't just want to make a good show.
No.
They want to make the best show.
Yep.
Like, kind of that undisputed number one thing. And I'm worried that at some point they're going to, they're going to slip up here and there. And that's okay.
That happens.
That happens. But I'm willing to ride the roller coaster of that, because I can tell that these people love what they're doing.
Exactly.
And it shows in the work that they produce.
It absolutely does.
No, it's more like bravo, bravo.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Jacob. Well, I almost got every single tournament prediction right.
You did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's right.
Almost max points there. I don't know. Do you think you could have predicted Bakugo winning under any circumstances?
Well, yeah, maybe.
But like it'd be like a 1 in 50 chance, right? Like it's pretty low.
I mean, it was higher than that, but it
like
wasn't.
a 1 in 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or 20%, I would say.
Oh, really? No.
Okay.
Not for me.
Well,
when I go back to my mentality at the beginning of the tournament,
at the very beginning, 1 in 20. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say 1 in 20 because I was sure that Deku would win, and then if not him, then Todoroki. But then yeah.
Right.
Anyways.
Well, good stuff, guys.
Very good stuff.
I guess we're carrying off into the what should be probably the next arc, but maybe there's a little bit more recap, a little bit of transition, a little bit of stuff in between. I want some good stuff in between. I want some more Iida.
Yes.
I want this Iida thing to really be a huge thing that they focus on.
I think they'll.
No, I mean
deliver.
like I want them to break into Iida's character. I want to know everything about why he wants to be a hero because this will call those things into question. Like if he really treated his brother the way Deku kind of treats All Might, this would be the equivalent of Deku seeing someone go in and like mutilate All Might.
Yeah.
And I don't know what Deku would do. I think to an extent he would be so fraught with negative emotions in the sadness department that he wouldn't be able to do anything. But I think Iida has such a stark thing of right and wrong.
Sure.
This might be a little bit too much for him.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but I'm just worried about him in a way that gets me excited because I can see like character development. I'm like, character development. It's coming. It's coming.
That it
is.
is.
It's going to be here soon. And
it's going to be amazing.
And Iida, I don't want him to change, but I want him, like Bakugo, to be tempered with balance. I think that there's an aspect of Iida that's like Bakugo, and that he's so over the top that it's not realistic. It's not sustainable. Sustainable is a way better word. It is realistic, I would say. It's just it's not sustainable. Yeah. Any closing thoughts you want to say before we're done here?
I can't wait for the next episode.
Yeah, next episode's gonna be awesome. I'm really hyped, and thank you guys for sticking through this awesome ride with us.
Yep.
And we're gonna keep going all the way beyond
Plus Ultra
and all that. So if you want to watch the next episode right now, go check out the link in the description for our Patreon, and you can watch the beginning of the next arc or something episode right now. And we'll see you again next time. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.